by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. Leading it off and at second base is Brock Holt with Mookie Betts in center field batting second. David Ortiz at first base. Hanley Ramirez in left field in the cleanup spot was Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. Alejandro Diaza is in right field with Travis Shaw called up today. He gets a start at third base with Sandy Leon doing the catching. And Clay Buchholz, of course, has to hit for himself, batting ninth. The Braves starting pitcher presented by New England Nissan dealers. It's been a good year for Shelby Miller, making his 14th start of the year. 5-2 with a 2.02 earned run average, 61 strikeouts, 27 walks, and opponents hitting at just 197 against Miller. His record at home in 5 starts, a 2-1 mark with an ERA under 2 at 1.59. He has allowed 24 hits in 34 innings, has 29 strikeouts at home in 34 innings.
The Braves defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are sixth in the National League with 36 errors on the season. Juan Uribe will be at third base, and Drelton Simmons back at shortstop. Jace Peterson at second, and Kelly Johnson the first baseman. Left to right, Yuri Perez, Cameron Maben, and Nick Markakis, and A.J. Przinsky doing the catching for Miller.
Tonight's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience the new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Now the plate, Larry Van Over, the crew chief, with Ron Culpa at first base, Vic Carapazza at second base, and Brian Knight is the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
The rain here, the latter portion of the afternoon, really starting around 5 o'clock, 5:30-ish, and then moved into the start time of this game. And we had a couple of different waves of bands of showers come through. They had the tarp on, they took it off, they fixed the field, and then right before game time, the tarp went back on again, and the rains came again. So here we go. Brock Holt standing in to lead it off. Shelby Miller ready with the first pitch of the ball game, and that is in there for strike one, and we are underway. Holt hitting at .314 to start the game. It's the arms out of the way, but it's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Shelby Miller has faced the Red Sox one time. That was a member of the St. Louis Cardinals, and no record in that game, but pitched 7 innings, only allowed 1 earned run.
Sliced foul off to the left.
You can see that he's got a very good fastball right there at 96 miles an hour. The last one, breaking ball 12% of the time, and very, very few changeups.
The 0-2 pitch, and it is by him. Foul tip for strike 3. Shelby Miller strikes out Brock Holt to begin the ball game.
Yeah, that looked to be a cut fastball. One time elevated against Brock Holt at 88 miles an hour. He said a little cut right at the end, brings it back toward the middle of the plate, high in the strike zone, and the strikeout for the first batter he faces.
1 out, and Mookie Betts coming up. That's at .254. 6 homers, 28 runs batted in. Heading in the 2 spot for the Red Sox. It's a great series. 7 for 12 in this series against the Braves. Pops it up, foul ground and out of play. Comes in with a 5-game hitting streak into tonight's action. Since June the 4th, hitting at .353. And more things for John Farrell to deal with today. Seems like it has been every day for John Farrell, and again today, probably did not anticipate having his third baseman in his office at noon or 12:30 today, discussing something that took place last night on social media, but it happened.
Unbelievable. I mean, you know, we talked about a little bit in the open how when you're out in competition like that and you're trying to get hits, trying to make plays defensively, your team's trying to win a game, you're on social media in between the game. I mean, it's not funny. But it's kind of like what's going on around here right now. It's almost embarrassing.
That'll send it to center. Maben going backpedaling to make the catch for the second out. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 100 mobile devices. Visit MLB.TV for details. 2 down here in the first inning brings up David Ortiz. Back in the Red Sox lineup and back defensively at first base in interleague play. Maybe came off the bench last night, pinch hitting role. Was 0 for 1 in last night's game. David 2 for 8 in the series against the Braves. Last night popped out to the shortstop, snapped a 7-game hitting streak. And Ramirez waiting on deck. 2 down here in the top half of the first inning. Ortiz to first, and it's Kelly Johnson who takes that high hop and tags the bag to end the first inning. Red Sox down in order. Braves are coming up. Nissan. Get to Nissan's ride of your life for exciting performance and bonus cash. Shop ChooseNissan.com. National Tire and Battery. Tires, oil, service, and repairs. That's all you need. Your local New England Ford dealers. And by the Scion TC. Back in Atlanta at Turner Field, bottom of the first inning, Jace Peterson swinging to the first pitch and lining a fair ball down to the right field corner. Peterson is headed for extra bases. Deaza digs it out, but it's a leadoff double on the first pitch of this bottom of the first inning off Clay Buchholz. Let's check out the Braves starting lineup. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. This saw Jace Peterson, Cameron Maybin in center field with Nick Markakis in right. Juan Uribe at third base with A.J. Brzezinski doing the catching. And Drelton Simmons returns to the Braves lineup with Kelly Johnson at first base. Yuri Perez in left field bats 8th. And Shelby Miller, the pitcher, batting 9th. Jace Peterson at second with a double here in the bottom of the first inning. And Cameron Maybin standing in for Atlanta. Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. 14th start for Buchholz, comes in at 3-6 with a 4.22 earned run average. 81 strikeouts, 21 walks. This was the site of one of his worst starts in a Red Sox uniform, May 26th of last year. This is to third Travis Shaw tested early, and here's out number one. No advance for Peterson. Last year for Buchholz here at Turner Field, ended up giving up 6 earned runs in 3 innings, and he walked 8 in that outing. One out runner at second base, Nick Markakis, hitting at .301, no homers and 21 runs batted in. Freddie Freeman out of the lineup, leaving last night's game with a right wrist sprain and considered as day-to-day. And that is certainly news, considering he is very much an everyday player and had put together a pretty good stretch of games, but out of the lineup tonight for the Braves, and that's why he left last night's game. Apparently the injury took place over the weekend when the Braves were in New York at Citi Field and continued to play through this series against Boston until last night. This was the swing that Freeman injured himself on against the Mets. It was a wrist sprain. He had it heavily taped. Series against the Red Sox didn't look like much, but it was, and the first time in a long time, Freddie Gonzalez having to change his first baseman. 0-2. Slap foul off to the left, out of play.
Alexander Bogart's keeping the runner at second base. Peterson close. He does have 7 steals on the season, but he has been caught 6 times, so not very good right there as far as percentage goes. But Bogart's making sure that he's staying close to the bag.
Markakis going up to swing at that and strikes out. So way up with that pitch. It's the first strikeout for Buchholz. 2 down.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 8th in the American League with 40 errors. Travis Shaw at third base, Xander Bogaerts at shortstop, Brock Holt at second, and David Ortiz the first baseman. Left to right, Hanley Ramirez, Mookie Betts, and Alejandro De Aza, and Sandy Leon doing the catching for Buchholz.
So 2 down. Jace Peterson at second base after leadoff double, still there with 2 down. Here's Juan Uribe, who takes ball 1. Mentioned Freddie Freeman, the streak which ended or will end tonight if he doesn't get into the game at some point. 234 games straight for Freeman. That started September 24th of 2013. Uribe fouls it off to the right, 1-1.
Well, Uribe moved up to that 4 spot in the lineup. He's been hot, a 5-game hitting streak, 10 for his last 19. He is 0 for 3 in his career against Buchholz, but a guy that's a dangerous hitter right now.
In the dirt to the backhand went Leon, and it's 2-1. Sandy Leon catching Clay Buchholz. Clay's last win coming against the Minnesota Twins back on June the 2nd. To center field, Betts coming in, still coming, and he'll make the running catch that ends the inning. So Buchholz works his way around the leadoff double. We're scoreless. dishes from well-known and aspiring local chefs. See Billy and Jenny in the kitchen this Saturday morning at 9. Scoreless through 1 back at Turner Field. Hanley Ramirez, Xander Bogaerts, and Alejandro De Aza face Shelby Miller here in the second inning. Ramirez in the cleanup spot tonight for the Red Sox. Shelby Miller enjoyed a 1-2-3 first. Gets strike 1 in there to Ramirez. 270, 13 homers, 33 runs batted in for Hanley. One for 8 in the series. And a line drive foul. The numbers for Shelby Miller very good coming in, 5-2 with a 2.02 earned run average. 7th in the majors with that ERA. Ground ball left side. Simmons gets Ramirez for the first out of the second inning. On June 28th, the Red Sox, the Highland Street Foundation, and the City of Boston are hosting a free Red Sox watch party for kids and families on the Boston Common. Watch the game on the big screen. Try your hand at the Steel Home Challenge and grab some food. It's all free. One out here in the second inning for Xander Bogaerts. Xander at 288 with 3 homers and 26 runs batted in. Big gap out there in left center field. They have Cameron Maben in shallow in center field and towards right center.
See Shelby Miller like one of those drop and drive type pitches where he drops that knee down fairly low to the ground and really pushes off that. Tom Seaver, of course, was one of the classics for that. Nolan Ryan, number of guys throughout the years, but Miller reminds me a little bit of that. The way he drops down and drives that ball to home plate. And that's why you probably see him throw a lot of fastballs.
Just outside, 2-2.
A guy that really uses his legs. You can see how that right knee is almost touching the ground. Not quite. Look from a different angle. See that with most power pitches. And certainly I'd put Miller in that category.
High chop to short. Simmons throws out Bogaerts, his counterpart, 2 down. 5 in a row retired by Shelby Miller. And it brings up Alejandro De Aza. 217, 3 homers, 11 runs batted in. Fine numbers between Boston and Baltimore for De Aza. His first multi-hit game in a Red Sox uniform in this series. Did it Tuesday in the finale of the homestand for the Red Sox. Mixed in his first triple of the year. Grounder to Simmons. He could have assists on 3 outs in this inning, and he does. A 1-2-3 second inning and a half done. 1975 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary. In their 68th game of the 75 season, the Red Sox beat the Yankees 9-1. Rick Wise struck out 8 batters in the winning effort for the Sox.
Hey, that's back-to-back complete games. Tion did it yesterday, and Rick Wise today.
A little more normal in those days. It is strike one to A.J. Pierzynski. Leading it off here for the Braves. 278, 4 homers, 24 runs batted in.
The changeup by Buchholz down out of the strike zone, and Pierzynski, who is very much a free swinger, will chase a lot of pitches that are not strikes.
Line foul down beyond the tarp. Tarp that has still not been covered. Never a very good sign. Already had to put the tarp on twice today.
Okay, Mr. Positive.
The 0-2 is on the ground and chopped to first. Ortiz will take it himself for the first out of the inning. The Sunday on Nestle Clubhouse, Eduardo Rodriguez talks about his hometown in Venezuela. Learn how altitude affects the flight of a baseball. Enjoy a special Father's Day edition of Small Talk. Catch Nestle Clubhouse Sunday at 12:30, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Eduardo Rodriguez will be going tomorrow night in Game 1 of a 3-game series in Kansas City. And Jerry, it's supposed to rain on Sunday in Kansas City. Just looking ahead. 1 out. Andrelton Simmons will take ball 1. No, he'll take strike 1. It's supposed to rain.
Sunday. What about tomorrow? We okay?
I think tomorrow we're all right. Saturday we're all right. Sunday could be a while.
We got nowhere to go.
Ball and a strike to Simmons. On the ground by the mound slowly. Bogarts was deep, throws on the run. Nicely done. He got it, got rid of it in a hurry.
We were talking prior to the ball game with the Ask Jerry questions, and the question came up about Bogarts and how much more comfortable he looks at that position this season, and he really does. I mean, he's charging the ball here, goes to the glove, the quick transfer to the throwing hand, and gets you out at first base by a half a step. He's not panicking on play. He's being aggressive. He's being smooth. Just make major improvements from a year ago. I mean, he's going to have bad spells. I mean, everybody does. But the fact is, his overall play has been so much improved at shortstop.
Pitch inside to Kelly Johnson. We've talked about it before. Can you teach range, get better at range? I mean, has he gotten better at range?
Oh, yes, absolutely. He's gotten better for a couple of reasons. He first worked on his quickness, his first step quickness. That was number 1.
To Holt at second. A lot of high hops, and Holt takes care of this.
I'll get to number 2 when we get back.
3 ground ball outs in the inning, scoreless through 2. the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, all the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games, including the Yankees. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MySeats. Top of the third inning, Travis Shaw leading it off for Boston. Shaw getting the call up today. Heath Hembry going on the DL with a shoulder problem. And Shaw called up from the Paw Sox. 58 games with Pawtucket at 259. Saw a lot of Shaw at first base during spring training, but gets a start at third tonight. Shaw earlier this year making his debut with the Red Sox. Down the left field line, Yuri Perez will not have a play.
Let me give you number 2 before I forget about increasing range.
Yes.
You know, one is first step quickness. The other is learning the league, knowing your own pitches better than he did a year ago, and knowing the opposing hitters better, where to set up on certain pitches, who's going to pull, who's got a chance to go to the opposite field, what do they do with a breaking ball, what do they do with a sinker, with a straight fastball. All that stuff adds up in your mind, and it increases your range.
We're talking about Xander Bogaerts if you just joined us. Last inning, I asked Jerry about increasing your range, whether you can do it or not, and that was part 2. What was part 1 again? I forget.
So did I. Oh, no, quick first step. Quick first step. And that's something you can improve, you know, through agility drills, and he has certainly worked very hard this past offseason on just that.
Bat splinters. Ball goes to Peterson at second, and Shaw is out number 1. Let's check in with Guerin.
Hey, thanks, Don. As you mentioned, Dustin Pedroia is out of the lineup tonight. Manager John Farrell said that there is soreness in his left knee and they're dealing with a day-to-day situation. Farrell did say that it's not structural, but there is some inflammation and they want to reduce the swelling as quickly as possible. Don?
Jerry, we talked about some of the fluid that may be in there, and generally there's a reason for fluid. I know you know all too well about knees.
Well, you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what Dustin's situation is, but I know that every time I had fluid build up in my knees, I needed some type of a surgery. First of all, drain the knee, get the fluid out of there, see if it came back. If it did, then he would take a closer look and see if there was any damage in there, like a torn cartilage. And that's what concerns me. Now, a torn cartilage is not a big deal. You know, today it's maybe a 4 to 6 week thing. But the fact is, you know, there's a reason for that fluid buildup, and hopefully it's just from bruise, just from a bang. But I'm always very skeptical of that situation.
Especially the guy you're talking about who has played through so many injuries and continued to play, and now he's not.
Yeah, and you know, he just played a couple of days ago. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, took the day before that off, and now back not being able to play again because of more fluid on the knee, and that's a concern. So we'll have to see how it reacts over the next couple of days, and maybe get another examination on it and see what you got.
Leon slaps it foul, and it evens at 2-2. The Buckholz having to hit for himself tonight, National League Ballpark.
I'll tell you one thing. He put on a show yesterday in batting practice. Now, I know it's batting practice, but Buckholz was taking the ball out of the ballpark here on a regular basis, hitting left-handed.
Swing and a miss. Leon strikes out. Second strikeout for Miller. 2 down.
A consistent pattern right there, going up and away from Sandy Leon with the fastball. And you can see on the Amica pitch zone, everything outside, everything high, and picks up the strikeout, his second of the ball game. He's had a 9 strikeout game this season.
2 down, 8 in a row, retired by Miller. And here is Clay. It's Hardy on the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 0 for 3 this season at the plate for Buckholz. Boston-based daily fantasy company DraftKings.com is giving out $300 million in cash prizes. Enter promo code NESSN to play for free. 2 for 8 in his career as a hitter. Of course, got injured a couple years ago in San Francisco running the bases. Miller about as far as you can get on the rubber on the first base side. And all of a sudden now went from 0-2 to a full count. Look at where he toes the rubber as far as he can to the first base side.
Run that ball back in on right-handers. Run it away from left-handers.
There is strike 3. Buchholz Newen takes with him the third K for Shelby Miller. 9 up, 9 down. Scoreless. Scored a modern record 17 runs in an inning against the Tigers. Twisted Tea is the hard iced tea. Tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Nice sunset here in Atlanta, as it is mostly cloudy up over the ballpark right now. That is off to the left as the Red Sox and the Atlanta Braves play into the bottom of the third inning. Clay Buchholz has allowed 1 hit through the first 2. A leadoff double by Jace Peterson. Since then, retired 6 in a row. Had 3 ground ball outs in the second. Yuri Perez swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Brock Holt, short right, look out. De Aza calls him off and makes the catch. Sunday at an all-new Charlie Moore. Charlie travels to the cornfields of Iowa to meet up with Iowa University wrestling coach Tom Brands. See what happens when the Bad Fisherman visits Iowa Sunday night at 7 on Charlie Moore Outdoors. 1 out for the pitcher Shelby Miller. 1 for 23 on the year. Hitting at .043. Foul to the screen, 0-2.
Red Sox playing that outfield, shading him to the opposite field and shallow. Both Mookie Betts and De Aza. And with 2 strikes on him, they've moved even a little bit closer.
Strike three over the outside corner. Miller appeared to be surprised, but rung up there by Larry Vanover. Second strikeout for Buchholz.
Well, that's the two-seam fastball from Buchholz. He starts it off inside, comes back to the inside corner, and surprises the hitter.
Two down here in the third, and brings up Jace Peterson, who doubled in the first inning. And the first pitch he saw this time gets a curveball that misses. This time it's a strike, 1-1. Popped up, shortstop way, and Xander Bogaerts. For out number 3, Buchholz has retired the last 9 in a row. No score through 3 from Atlanta. But all you have to do to get $100 is open an Eastern free checking account. Learn more at easternbank.com/free checking. Fourth inning at Turner Field in Atlanta. Shelby Miller has retired the first 9 Red Sox he's faced, second time through. And Brock Holt takes a look at strike one. Holt struck out swinging in the first inning, one of 3 strikeouts for Miller in the game. Holt 7 for 13 now in the series. Fly ball center field, struck well. Cameron Maybin going back onto the track. It'll be off the bottom of the wall. So is he as he crashes in. Brock's headed for third base and it'll be stopped there. So a triple for Brock Holt, first hit of the game for Boston, and Cameron Maybin bangs into the wall.
A nice effort by Maybin out there in center field, but that ball hit very hard by Holt, and it's on an 0-2 pitch. That's way too good a pitch right there. No balls and 2 strikes. Gets a fastball right down the middle and hits it very deep in center field. Maybin going back, crashing into the wall. He goes down, and by the time they track it down, Brock Holt standing at third base. Looking at Butterfield to see if he'd be waved in, but no chance with nobody out. As Maben covering that distance, going back to the wall and the crash into the wall.
Now trying to deliver him is Mookie Betts. Great opportunity here for the Red Sox to strike first tonight. That's flied out to center field, and Cameron Maben in the first inning. Chance from Red Sox Nation here at Turner Field. Large contingent of Red Sox Nation here in Atlanta. Two and one to Betts. First hit that Miller gives up, a triple to right center field.
Infield playing back, and the only spots that Holt would not be able to score, maybe third base, maybe first base, and certainly back to the pitcher, but second and short, he'll score with no problem.
Check swing, and Betts will be out at first base. The pitcher Miller spun around to make sure that Holt was still at third base. He was, and then he threw out Mookie Betts, one down.
Yeah, it's good base running. It's good base running at third base by Holt, where you know, anything back to the pitcher, you're told that by the third base coach, and that ball headed in the pitcher's direction, and that kind of take the chance. And a good adjustment, a very good adjustment by Shelby Miller to check the man at third base, then go to first to get the out.
So one out, Holt at third, and here's David Ortiz. David grounded out to the first baseman, Kelly Johnson, in the first inning. Stack it up defensively in the shift on the right side on Ortiz. They keep it on the infield dirt.
I'm curious as to why they would do that, you know, because they're giving up the run anyway. With the one out and the man at third base. So why wouldn't they just go into their normal shift? Ground ball to the infield, the run's going to score anyway.
Strike called, and that's not a good call.
No, Ortiz upset about that, and he should be. That ball's away. Now they bring the infield in with the two strikes on Ortiz.
2-2. Brock Holt triple to begin the inning. Mookie Betts grounding back to the pitcher. One out, one on, and Ortiz with a count of 2-2. 50th pitch coming up here for Shelby Miller. Chopped, infield in, and Peterson is just going to go to first. Run scores. Took a look, had no play, so he gets the short out in Ortiz. Run in, Red Sox lead it 1-0.
Well, Ortiz got the benefit, and Brock Holt got the benefit of the big high bounce. And they had him going on contact. You watch at third base, as soon as contact is made, that's when Brock Holt takes off, and because of the high bounce, no play by Jace Peterson at home plate. So the Red Sox really catch a break right there with the infield in, play contact, and get a high bounce.
One to nothing Boston. 2 outs, bases empty, and here's Hanley Ramirez. Popped up, foul ground. Kelly Johnson over by the stands will make the catch. Nicely done. Had to lean in over the railing. Red Sox get a run. 3.5 done. 1-0 Boston. checking account in the month of June, and you'll get $100. Learn more at easternbank.com/free checking. Clay Buchholz with a 1-0 lead now. And a curveball that's in there for strike one to Cameron Maybin. Maybin grounded out to Travis Shaw at third base in the first inning, 0 for 1. It's Maybin, Markakis, and Uribe expected here in the bottom of the fourth inning. One hit for the Braves. Jace Peterson, a double in the bottom of the first inning, could not advance after the double. Bunt bid is popped up, foul up over the screen and back into the seats.
A surprise right there as he got the changeup. He was trying to bunt again. So the two bunt attempts, one has been a curveball, this one a changeup. It almost got him in the hand. Fouls it back off just off the top of the hand.
Line into left center field for a base hit. Maybin aboard to begin things here in the fourth inning. That breaks up a string of 9 in a row retired by Clay Buchholz. So Tuesday in an all-new Red Sox report, 40 years after one of the greatest World Series ever played, members of the 1975 Red Sox relived their memories from that magical run. Don't miss the Red Sox report Tuesday at 5. Lead runner on here for Atlanta, second time in the game in 4 innings. Here is Nick Markakis, struck out swinging in the first inning.
Now certainly Maybin at first base, a threat to steal. He's got 12 on the season, caught 3 times, but Sandy Leon, the catcher for the Red Sox, has thrown out 55% of the runners so far this season. And that kind of grabs your attention as a base stealer.
Checked by Buchholz.
First and foremost, Don, I mean, it's the move by the pitcher. You know, that's what your focus is on. But then when you get a guy that can throw like Leon, that, you know, you all of a sudden you've got to get that perfect jump at first base.
Buchholz dealing with Nick Markakis, who struck out swinging in the first inning. Play with 2 strikeouts on the night. Foul to the screen, 1-2. '23 multi-hit games for Nick Markakis, tied for 6th most in the National League in that category, and 31 years of age, still looking for his first home run in a Braves uniform. 1-2 pitch coming up here to Markakis. First to throw to first, and Maybin back again. On the ground towards short, could be 2. Xander touches second, throws to first, a double play. David Ortiz on the other end of that. 6-3 on the DP, 2 down.
Yeah, Xander able to get his timing down, his footwork down as he makes that play, and knows that he is going to be able to attack second base. Now watch the flip. Maybin has to get down because a little bit of a side-on flip by Bogarts there makes you get down. Maybe it wasn't even close to second base. on that, but had to go into the slide anyway.
2 down, bases empty, and Uribe to Bogarts, on to Ortiz, and that is the 4th inning. Through 4 from Atlanta, 1-0 Red Sox. On TC, does Atlanta need a new baseball stadium? Text 1 for yes. Text Sox 2 for no. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for conditions and privacy policy.
I'll tell you, Doc, from what I see of Turner Field, I would vote no on that. Yep. I mean, there's plenty of time left in this ballpark.
I like Turner Field a lot. Not even 20 years old. Originally built here for the Olympics. Was on the ground to short. Simmons coming in. Bogarts retired for the first out of the 5th inning. Second time he has grounded out to his counterpart. For those who have made their way here to Atlanta, I'm sure they would say no. Good sight lines at this ballpark.
Tell you one thing about Atlanta, it does have some traffic.
Yes.
You can't. There's no time of day that you can go downtown Atlanta. You don't get stuck in bumper to bumper traffic. Nope. It's amazing.
Midday, late morning, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. There's not a good time.
Alejandro De Aza runs up, showing bunt, but pulls it back and takes ball 1. There's got to be a garlic fries stand below us.
I'm not crazy about it either. It's like turning my stomach.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it. Can't get enough garlic.
Really?
Yeah. Starts in about the first inning of every game here that we start smelling it.
Yeah, it does. It starts just prior to game time, and then that's all you smell the rest of the night.
Yeah, I love it.
I can't stand it. I don't like it.
This one fouled off to the left, out of play. This is a look at the new stadium that'll be in Cobb County.
Yeah.
Ready to go in 2017. Jerry visited it yesterday just because. Felt like taking a ride up there to take a look.
Didn't quite look like that yesterday, but at least I know where it is.
To right center field and in for a base hit for De Aza. Take a wide turn at first, but Maben gets it back in quickly and overthrows it, but it is backed up. more of the surrounding area of the new stadium for the Braves, ready in 2017. Hotels, restaurants, shops, and comparable to Patriots Place, really, and what they have mapped out. A lot of work to do in the next couple of years to get it ready. 1 out, 1 on. Travis Shaw.
Nice piece of hitting by Diaz. Got a breaking ball that time from Miller and able to pull that ball. Was thinking about 2, but they did a good job quickly getting it back in. Whoa.
Shaw grounded out to Jace Peterson at second base in the 3rd inning, 0 for 1. Two and 0 on the 60th pitch by Shelby Miller. Runner goes. The pitch is a ball. The throw is not in time. Stolen base for Diaz.
That's a straight out steal by Diaz. You know, a lot of time a runner will not steal 2 balls and no strikes. You kind of leave that pitch for the hitter because it's certainly a hitter's count. But Diaz going, and you know, most of the time 2-0. It's a lot of time it's a fastball, so it's not a great pitch to run on. But this time Diaz is safe at second base and gets in a scoring position. And Rod Carew's the guy that told me that, because I went one time when I was playing against Carew in Minnesota, and I went on 2-0 and I got yelled at for it. And so next time I got out first base, I asked him about it. He said, never run 2-0. I said, okay, Rod, never run 2-0. And he explained why. But Diaz gets there 2-0, and he's in scoring position.
Freddie Gonzalez was on the top step of the dugout at the time, thinking about challenging, but got the word that Diaz got in there safely, and all the video that the Braves saw in their clubhouse. 3-1 to Shaw, and a foul back, full count, as Shelby Miller battles his way back.
Oh, Ian Brown of RedSox.com just boxed that foul ball up big time.
Foul back to the screen. Shaw just up from Pawtucket today, getting the start at third base for Boston. He's appeared in 58 games for the Paw Sox this year, hitting at .259 with Pawtucket. 502 career minor league games, parts of 5 years in the minor leagues, signed by the Red Sox 9th round pick. Lifts it in the air to left. Yuri Perez towards the line. Makes the catch for the second out of the inning, and Diaz back to second. Red Sox suites and premium packages provide a VIP experience for you and your guests. Call 877-RED-SOX-9 or email premiumsales@redsox.com for more information. A lot of Red Sox fans here for this 2-game series in Atlanta. Red Sox holding on to a 1-0 advantage with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. And here's Sandy Leon. They're going to put him on with the pitcher on deck. So the intentional walk of the number 8 man Leon to get to Buchholz. This will be the first walk of the night allowed by Shelby Miller, albeit of the intentional variety.
That's why you see in the National League a lot of number 8 hitters in the lineup with the high total of intentional walks, because they want to do that to get to the pitcher, obviously.
First intentional walk of his career for Sandy Leon. Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after tonight's game. TC Eck and Steve Lyons will break down the game, and you'll hear from Clay Buchholz and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? First and second, 2 down here in the 5th, and here is Clay Buchholz for the second time tonight. He struck out looking in the 3rd inning and can help out his own cause here. Red Sox on top 1-0. High strike call. Ball and a strike here to Clay Buchholz with 2 outs. De Aza at second base, Leon at first. Late on the fastball at 95. Close pitch, could have gone either way.
Yeah, certainly could have, and Buchholz may have got himself a pitch there by jumping back. Pitch going inside part of the plate. Look at Buchholz jump back, and he gets the call.
Now Clay will.
Wow.
Look at ball 3, really?
That away, Clay. Good eye. Brzezinski can't believe it. I mean, watch this pitch in the illegal strike zone.
That overacted like it bounced or something.
I don't know what he was doing. He was like looking around the corner. Anyway, nice eye, Clay.
Now the runners can get a start with 2 outs, full count. And Buchholz fouls it off. We'll see a 7th pitch in this at bat.
I'd say he and Joe Kelly take hitting very seriously. You know, they both on that last homestand were working a lot on their hitting because they knew they were pitching in this series here in Atlanta. Joe Kelly, of course, coming from the National League, and Buchholz loves to swing the bat.
Fouled off to the left out of play.
And pretty nice swings. Fouling off a couple of tough pitches away from Buchholz. Making him throw a lot of pitches. That's key. 7th pitch of the at bat is going to be away, but still fouled off.
Saw 6 pitches in his first at bat. Pitch 8 coming up here. Holt on deck. With 2 outs, 2 on here in the 5th. Fouls it back to the screen. And a piece of a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Good controlled swings, too, by Clay.
Pitch of the at bat for Buchholz. Fly ball foul, and he'll see a 10th.
Now he's doing the job right now like a leadoff man should do, right? See a lot of pitches, foul a lot of pitches off, build up the pitch count for Shelby Miller.
Miller will now had 16 pitches in 2 at bats against Buchholz. Swing and a miss. Got him on the high fastball. 10th pitch of the at bat, but a good AB for Buchholz. It's 1-0 Boston. BOS.com. Well, it's on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Red Sox have a 1-0 lead over the Atlanta Braves. Both teams with 2 hits. Clay Buchholz with a very long at bat. 10 pitch at bat before he struck out. And back on the hill here for the bottom of the 5th inning. How much do you think that bat takes out of Clay Buchholz?
Well, he likes a little time to rest in the dugout, taking his time coming out to the mound, but it is something that he's not used to. Obviously up there swinging the bat, and we'll have to see if it has any effect on him this inning. My guess is probably not, but I've been wrong before.
His pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Hasn't walked anybody. Struck out 2. Pitched very well through the first 4 innings. A.J. Pierzynski leading it off here in the 5th. And taking strike 1. Pierzynski grounded out to David Ortiz at first base in the 2nd inning. The Pierzynski, Simmons, and Johnson in the inning. Ground ball towards second. Hold to the backhand. Good throw, and there's out number 1 of the 5th. Well, coming up after the 3rd out of this inning, we'll have stats, facts, and fantasy numbers from around Major League Baseball. So you want to check that out at the end of the inning. After the final out of the inning, stay with us. 1 out here in the 5th, and it brings up Andrelton Simmons. '40th pitch for Buchholz, and Simmons fouls it back out of play. Simmons, of course, a hit in the hand and a bunt bid earlier in this series at Fenway Park. Missed a couple of games. Back in the lineup tonight. And jumping back out of the way of a pitch running in at him. Swing and a miss. Fastball 1-2.
Good movement on that two-seam fastball right there from Clay Buchholz. Wants to bring it inside, does so. Inside corner, just off the inside corner, and gets the swing and miss.
On the ground, left side, picked by Shaw, gets up and a good throw. Got him. Nice play. Travis Shaw.
Yeah, we think of him as a first baseman, but makes a very nice play on a ball that's kind of got top spin on it and getting by his glove almost. That ball was just about by him when he makes the play. Able to skip on one leg, get up, and throw him out at first base. Nice play by Travis Shaw on a very difficult bounce.
9 ground ball outs for Clay Buchholz in this game. 2 outs in the 5th. A little help from his defense, but a lot of stuff on the ground so far. Kelly Johnson batting with 2 outs, bases empty. He grounded out to Brock Holt at second. Now this one right back where it came from and into center field. Not sure if they got a piece of Buchholz or not. It was quickly back at him.
I think Clay was able to avoid that by jumping over the line shot back up the middle. Kelly Johnson now 2 for 14 in his career off Buchholz. It's a fastball and right between the legs of Buchholz. There he is, just completing his delivery and has to skip out of the way of that ball up the middle.
So a 2-out base runner here for the Braves, and it brings up Yuri Perez, flied out to right field in the 3rd inning. Braves calling him up from AAA Gwinnett today. At 296, 2 home runs, 20 RBIs in 20 games for the Gwinnett Braves. Led the International League with 28 stolen bases. This is not his major league debut. He made his major league debut with the Nationals back in 2012. I want to remind you to vote for the Amica Pitcher of the Week at NESN.com/Amica. Enter to win a $100 gift card from NESN to the Yockey Team store. Towards short. Bogarts now backing up, goes to second on the force out that ends the inning. Through 5, it is 1-0 Red Sox. Let's take a look at the Red Sox box score. $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved this season. Everybody saves at Bob's. Bob's Discount Furniture, quality, choice, and value. Learn more at mybobs.com. Brock Holt leading it off, the top of the Red Sox order here in the 6th inning. Holt struck out in the 1st inning, tripled in the 4th inning, and scored the game's only run. Shelby Miller with 4 strikeouts, a walk, although it was intentionally. So far he's only given up 2 hits. One of those hits, the triple by Holt. And a swing and a miss as Brock down 1-2. So far a good pitching matchup tonight. Shelby Miller and Clay Buchholz. Mookie Betts and then David Ortiz as part of this top of the 6th inning. Holt chops one up the middle, and it'll be knocked down by the shortstop. Simmons ends up in shallow center, and Holt ends up with a base hit.
2 for 3 now for Brock Holt. Of course, he got that 4th inning started with a triple off the wall in center field. This time off the glove of the shortstop, trying to make a play on it. Can't do so, and Holt at first base with nobody out. Anybody makes a play on that with their glove, they're not going to get Holt at first base anyway.
Lead runner on here for the Red Sox in the 6th inning. Shelby Miller's pitching line is brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 5+3 hits, the 1 run, a walk, and 4 Ks. Mookie Betts 0 for 2. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Down from third comes Uribe, and he'll drop the ball and foul ground. Foul ball. Most likely an error, but a foul ball.
You know, it's not where the body is, it's where the ball is. And let's see where the ball is in comparison to the foul line. Foul. So the correct call made.
Error charge to Uribe. Holt has to dive back to the bag.
Red Sox getting into counts now where they could possibly put a play on between Holt and Betts. Another set of signs put down by Brian Butterfield, the third base coach, after the throw to first base.
Line down the left field line, and that's going to be a fair ball. Stumble around second for Holt. He will stay at second. Was probably going to only end up there anyway, but Yuri Perez gets it back in. Back-to-back base hits for the Red Sox, and that error looms large now as Uribe with that error, and we'll see a stumble at the end of this at second base for Holt.
That's a cut fastball that time that Betts gets on in front of now. That gives him a 6-game hitting streak. That base hit. There's Brock Holt rounding second, a little slip. Almost twisted his ankle as he went around that bag, and they're going to check him out.
Brad Pearson out there with John Farrell.
As Holt, he's kind of looking up toward the left field to see if he can go or not. It looked like he hit the outside part of the bag. It may have turned the ankle a little bit. Yeah, he got the back of the bag.
2 on, nobody out. David Ortiz, the batter. Swinging a foul tip. David is grounded out to first, grounded out to second, 0 for 2 tonight. Action for the first time for either side of the pen. Dana Evelyn.
Last time up for David Ortiz, infield playing in, and Red Sox playing contact with Brock Holt at third base, and he just bounces one, and which was very beneficial for Holt. There was no play at home plate, and that's how the Red Sox had their 1 run.
Maybe getting his 29th RBI of the year. Brock Holt at second base. Mookie Betts at first base. Nobody out in the Boston 6th inning. Ball 2.
That looked like it might have been a changeup, and if it was, it's the first one he's thrown tonight. Take a look at that last pitch. Appeared to be off speed, and I don't think he's featured a changeup other than that one tonight.
Gave up only 2 hits for the first 5 innings. He's given up back-to-back base hits here in the 6th. Now Ortiz into right field for a base hit. Brock Holt will be stopped at third, and the Red Sox have him loaded with nobody out. 3 straight Boston hits off Shelby Miller.
Well, Ortiz cleans out a fastball, pulls it, and with nobody out, they're not going to take a chance trying to score Brock Holt from second base. The ball was hit too hard. There's that line shot, as you can see, and played cautiously by Markakis. But with nobody out, they're not going to send Holt from third base. They're going to keep the bases loaded.
Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, out there. Well, it could be the T-Mobile game changer. Juan Uribe with a miscue, allowing this ball to drop off his glove, and gave Mookie Betts another chance, another swing, and Betts would get a base hit. Let's see if it is the game changer. Bases now loaded, nobody out. Hanley Ramirez coming up 0 for 2. 1 for 5 this year, with a grand slam with the bases loaded. They're up to 91 pitches with nobody out here in the 6th inning. Call the ball. In his career, 6 grand slams for Hanley Ramirez. The 1-0. 2-0.
Now here's where Hanley has to really become a smart hitter. Narrow his strike zone down. Look for a certain pitch in a certain location. If you don't get it, you take it.
Fouls it back to the screen. A fastball.
That's what I'm talking about there. Now, he may have been looking fastball in, but not that far in. As this ball continued to run back into the hands of Ramirez in a very defensive swing right there. That's not the kind of swing you like to see on 2 balls and no strikes.
And Eveland has been joined by David Ardsman in the pen. Double-barreled action now for the Braves. Shelby Miller has slowed it down here. The base is loaded, nobody out. Ramirez lines it down the right field line, foul. Two balls, 2 strikes now to the Red Sox left fielder. .95 pitches, equaling the average for Miller. Ways to go to get to his season high. Only 2 hits through the first 5 innings, but he's given up 3 straight hits here in the 6th inning. High for ball 3. Golden opportunity for the Red Sox here in the top of the 6th inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, already on top, 1-0. Saw Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. First, a bit of business here between Shelby Miller and Hanley Ramirez. Hanley fouls it straight back. Fastball up.
They're very fortunate to get a piece of that fastball. That was well out of the strike zone there. Up around the neck.
Ramirez on the ground to short. Simmons to second for 1, on to first for 2, but a run scores. In the back door comes Brock Holt. Red Sox take a 2-0 lead, but Braves getting 2 big outs there. 2-0 Boston.
Yeah, and they'll take that. They still got plenty of outs left, and they're in a nearly impossible situation with the bases loaded and nobody out, and they get 2 quick outs and give up 1 run. Side down flip, plenty of time to come across the bag for Peterson, and then they get Ramirez at first base. So they are very fortunate if they get out of this inning, only giving up that 1 run.
Of course, no RBI on the double play. 2 outs. Betts now at third base, and a chance here for Xander Bogaerts. He is grounded out twice to Simmons at shortstop. Takes it the other way for a base hit. From third comes Mookie Betts, and the Red Sox take a 3-0 lead. Xander Bogaerts drives in a run.
Now that's what I love offensively about Bogaerts, the way he's playing this year, or hitting this year, I should say. He's pulling the ball, he's using the middle of the field, and he's using the opposite field. And any hitter that hits for a good average generally is able to do that. That ball is inside, an inside-out swing. Line drive to the opposite field. 3-0 ball game.
Bogarts at first with 2 down. Alejandro De Aza has grounded to short, single to right, stolen a base. Barely lead at all for Bogarts, but Miller going over there. Lord, an even 100 now with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Had Evelyn and Ardsma up in the pen for the Braves. He's allowed 4 hits and 2 runs so far in this inning. It was a costly error made by Juan Uribe as part of this inning. Foul ground down this third base line. Gave Mookie Betts another chance, and Betts got a base hit. De Aza fouls it back, 1-2. Hits in the inning belong to Holt, Betts, Ortiz. And the Ramirez grounded into a double play, but produced a run, and Xander Bogaerts with an RBI single. Buchholz waiting, now has a 3-0 advantage. He's thrown 48 pitches through the first 5 and very economical. 1-2 foul back again. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 6th inning for Alejandro De Aza. Short lead at first for Bogaerts. And De Aza not chasing that. A fastball up and away. Chop over the first baseman's head and down the right field line. Bogaerts headed for third, and he'll be waved around. The cutoff throw to the plate is going to be not in time, and safely into third goes De Aza. Bogaerts scoring from first, and the Red Sox take a 4-0 lead.
Now that's good aggressive base running right there, and coaching at third base by Butterfield. Bogaerts, first of all, getting a big base hit to give the Red Sox an extra run. And now De Aza picks up his second hit of the game. Another big high bounce that gets down the line. Now Markakis, very good right fielder, gets that ball big back in, but they're going to challenge the relay. And they beat it. Bogaerts going back to tag the home plate one more time just to make sure that he got it.
So the Red Sox with 3 runs chase Shelby Miller from the game. The pitching change from Atlanta, 4-0 Boston. The top of the 6th inning. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Kia. And Danny Evelyn into the game now for the Braves. His 5th appearance without a record. 6.75 ERA. And it's strike 1 to Travis Shaw. Evelyn pitching for the Mets last year had a 2.63 earned run average in 30 games. Started this season at AAA for the Red Sox with the Paw Sox. Signing with Boston during the offseason, was 2-0 with 2 saves. 1.54 earned run average in 16 games with Pawtucket. Saw Diaz at third base as Shaw chops one to first. Johnson's got it. He'll tag the bag, and that will end the inning. But the Red Sox score 3 times and take a 4-0 lead to the bottom of the 6th. Rodriguez goes up against Johan Pino as Rodriguez looking to rebound from his last outing, which he allowed 9 earned runs against the Blue Jays. Closer look brought to you by FWWeb Selection Expertise Solutions. More at FWWeb.com. 4-0. Red Sox have the lead. Pitch hitter Chris Johnson batting in the pitcher's spot. Johnson at .236 with a home run, 7 runs batted in. Shelby Miller had been 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Long wait for Clay Buchholz, doesn't mind. He now has a 4-0 lead. Red Sox getting 3 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Swinging a foul off Leon. On the ground, foul to the end of the Red Sox dugout.
That's interesting, Don. Every spring, the managers will say, well, we don't have a specialty catcher for one particular pitch, and it always seems to end up that there is one. And that's because, Leon's going to play every once in a while and give the other guys a break, and it just so happens that he clicked with Buchholz, so he becomes Buchholz's catcher, guaranteed to play once every 5 days.
Diaz coming in right. And making the catch for the first out here, the 6th inning. Get immediate care without leaving the ballpark at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station, located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. BIDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. He's done a nice job, especially defensively. You read the numbers earlier about throwing base runners out and how many guys trying it these days against him. I guess once you build up your reputation, that works too. Here's a ground ball to third. And Peterson retired by Travis Shaw, 2 down.
It does make a huge difference. You know, when you know that there's a guy behind the plate that has quick feet and a strong throwing arm, that'll hold a lot of base stealers at first base, because you have to be absolutely perfect on your jump and then hope that they make a bad throw. And it's a tremendous weapon to have. We saw it last year with Christian Vasquez. A number of catches throughout their career have been like that. And, you know, you just don't test them.
2 down in the 6th inning for Cameron Maybin. Vasquez has been traveling with the team as he recovers from Tommy John surgery. Needs to work out every day. Preparation for 2016. The 0-1 to Maybin. To right field, and that's going to fall in front of De Aza. A 2-out base hit. Second hit of the night for Cameron Maybin.
I like Maybin. You know, we don't get to see a lot of him. We've seen him now for 4 games, and there's a lot of things that he does well that you have to appreciate. Swings the bat well, sticks in his base hits, can run, can play some center field.
Here's Nick Markakis 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out swinging in the 1st inning, grounded into a 6-3 double play in the 4th inning. Breaking ball that slipped out of his hand a little bit high, a lot high.
Tried to snap off the curveball, but no snap to it. Just a spin.
In the air, but out ahead, deep and far, but foul. Markakis looking for his first home run in an Atlanta Braves uniform. It's now extended to 251 at bats this season.
Low target right there, but pitch up in the zone, the changeup. Of course, the changeup most effective when it's down where Leon's glove was.
That's that one by him. 2-2.
Cut fastball outside with a swing and miss. Stays out over the plate, does the cutter, but still no contact.
Sliced foul off to the left, still 2-2. Markakis talking to himself. Uribe waiting on deck. All the runs that scored for the Red Sox in the 6th inning were unearned due to the error committed by Uribe as part of that inning. So Miller, who was hit for in this inning, or actually it was Evelyn hit for in this inning, ended up going 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 was earned. As they check at first base, and back to the bag is Maybin. Full count now.
Count goes full. Ortiz backs off. First base bag a few steps, not holding on the runner. Trying to increase his range with Markakis, the left-handed hitter at the plate.
Ball 4, and there's the first walk given up by Buchholz. Comes with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Are you looking for ways to entertain employees or clients? Take them out for a night at Fenway Park to watch your beloved Red Sox. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information. 2 on, 2 down. Juan Uribe, the batter. He has fly to center and grounded to short. 0 for 2 in the game. Colts loaded up here with runners on. Uribe thought about it. Did he go? They check. Yes, he did, says Ron Culpa.
A little bit tough to tell from that angle. We get a look at the side angle, and yes, he did go.
Down 1 and 2.
And fooled completely on that cut fastball that time. Big cut fastball, almost like a slider. See that late movement on it? Big break.
Uribe chops it off the plate. Buchholz off the back of the hill. His throw, there won't be one. Infield hit for Uribe. That was in the air a very long time.
And that was almost as high as the pop-up he dropped last inning. This ball bouncing off home plate. Straight up in the air. Buchholz goes back behind the mound, but he's got no play at any base.
So bases loaded with 1 out. Carl Willis out there to talk it over. It's been a single by Maben, a walk to Markakis. The infield hit for Uribe that has the bases loaded for the Braves. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation for its commitment to 4,900 accredited charities throughout New England. Two outs, bases loaded, and A.J. Pierzynski coming up. He is grounded out to first, grounded out to second, 0 for 2. And this year, 1 for 4 with the bases loaded, with 4 RBIs. Braves trying to answer a 3-run top half of the inning for the Red Sox. And a 4-run deficit here for Atlanta. Pierzynski off the glove of Buchholz. He points to the bag and then flips it up over Ortiz. A second run will score. It is run down by Buchholz. 2 runs in now for Atlanta. He was pointing for Ortiz to cover the bag. He did, and then he tried to flip it glove to glove and flipped it right up over Big Papi, and another run scores.
Yeah, I think it would have been almost better had he flipped it with his hand instead of trying to flip it with the glove. Buchholz says he's okay. Now here's the line drive back off the glove. He traces it down, pointing towards Ortiz, but then tries to shuffle pass out of the glove. I think if he throws to the throwing hand and gives him a shuffle pass, it might have been a better opportunity to get that man at first base. You know, pitchers have that big glove, and that's tough to control coming out of the glove.
2 runs for the Braves, second and third error charge to Buchholz, and here is Simmons. RBI credited on the play for A.J. Pierzynski. Error charge to Buchholz. Simmons 0 for 2. He's got him to short, grounded to third. Two and 0. In the air to right field, sending De Aza back. Front of the track to make the catch. And will end the inning, but the Braves get 2 back. It's 4-2 at the end of 6. Boston on top. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Now Clay Buchholz gives up a couple of runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Braves get a little closer. It's now 4-2. Boston on top as we head to the 7th. Third pitcher of the night for Atlanta, former Red Sox pitcher David Aardsma into the game. His 5th appearance without a record, has not given up a run in 2 2/3. Opponent's hitting at just 111 against Aardsma. Braves selected his contract from AAA Gwinnett back on June the 9th. He's not allowed to run in either of his 4 outings this season, and into the ball game here after Dana Evelyn got the final out of the top of the 6th inning, so he went a third. All the runs Red Sox have charged to the starter Shelby Miller, although only one is earned. Sandy Leon leads it off and takes strike one. Leon has struck out. Last time up was intentionally walked by Shelby Miller. Ground ball to first, and it's picked on the half hop by Johnson for the first out of the inning.
Buchholz has got to come out of that dugout and hit for himself here in the bottom of the, the top of the 7th inning. Pitch count not that high for Buchholz at this stage of the ball game.
Well, 73 pitches through 6 innings.
Yeah, that's for him. That's a very low total.
He started that 6th inning at only 48 pitches, up to 73. Fly ball to left field. Over goes Yuri Perez. And he'll make the catch in fair ground. Ruling by the umpire. 2 down. Stay tuned following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final presented by Uno's. TC Eck and Steve Lyons will wrap up the night across Major League Baseball.
Here's where you almost have to take a strike for your pitcher. You know, last inning he had to work very hard, and Buchholz gets an at bat in this inning. And now Holt comes to the plate with 2 outs, and many times you'll see this hitter take at least 1 strike. Give Buchholz a chance to gather himself back together.
Strike called. Tonight struck out in the first, tripled in the 4th inning, singled in the 6th inning. Now down to the count 0-2.
A good splitter right there by David Osmer. Bottom falling out of this pitch. Good late action on it.
Rolled over foul over by the Braves dugout. One-two pitch to Brock Holt. Base is empty. Not close. 2-2. Mookie Betts waiting on deck. Boston batting here in the 7th. And a 4-0 lead. It's now 4-2. Full count. Hardsman one-time closing games for the Seattle Mariners. Found himself in AAA this year to begin the year. Ball 4. He had been ahead 0-2, but Holt with a good at bat works a 2-out walk.
And now Brock Holt, if he can get a good jump with 2 outs, try to go early in the count. And if you're successful, you give Mookie Betts some pitches to work with and try to drive you in.
Betts has fly to center, grounded back to the mound. Last time up, singled and scored as part of the 3-run 6th inning for Boston. Toss to first and back to the bag is Holt.
That swings away. Perez going back and left, going to be over his head and one off the wall. Brock Holt's going to try and score from first base. Here's the throw from the cutoff man, and Holt is safe. Red Sox take a 5-2 lead. He scores all the way from first. Mookie Betts driving it over the head of Perez in left, and Boston on top by 3.
Well, the Red Sox have had some big 2-out hits in this game. Bogarts, Diaza, now Betts. This ball's a rocket up over the head of Perez in left field off the bottom of the wall. One hops the wall. Brock Holt able to score all the way from first base. And Betts gets the job done. His second hit of the night. Slide there too by Holt, sliding around the tag of Brzezinski, the head first slide. Now they'll put on David Ortiz and take their chances with Ramirez.
It's another double by Mookie Betts. Scores Brock Holt. Red Sox have a 5-2 lead. It'll be first and second with 2 outs for Hanley Ramirez. David talking to Brzezinski as this intentional walk goes on. Two on, 2 down. And Napa is going to pinch run here for David Ortiz and take over at first base defensively, as that's the night for David.
Get a little more defense at first base with the Red Sox having the lead here late in the game.
Two on, 2 down, a run in. Hanley Ramirez grounded into a 6-4-3 double play last time up with the bases loaded, nobody out. So while a run scored, no RBI for Ramirez. He is 0 for 3 in the game. And he will take strike 1, inside corner. More action for the Braves. Left-hander up, Luis Avilan. Already seen Evelyn and Hardsman in the game in relief of Shelby Miller. A little bit high, 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Hardly seemed fair. I mean, you get like 3 or 4 pitches up and in, and then the next thing you know, Hardsman going down and away. I don't think he knows where the ball's going right now.
Full count now. Runners can get a start. With 2 outs and runners at first and second. A full count here to Hanley Ramirez. Swing and a miss, and Ramirez strikes out to end the inning. But the Red Sox get a run, take a 5-2 lead to the bottom of the 7th. Southwest.com. Your local Subaru dealers. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. And by the Kia Sorrento. Downtown Atlanta. Turner Field, the site of Game 4 this home-and-home series between the Red Sox and the Braves. Red Sox have a 5-2 lead. Kelly Johnson leading it off here in the bottom of the 7th. Got a rain delay to start this game tonight. Mike Napoli has taken over at first base defensively for the Red Sox as anticipated after pinch running for David Ortiz. Curveball that drops in there for a strike. Tommy Lane up in the pen for Boston. First action we've seen tonight out there.
Not a good sign here. Every pitch from Buchholz in this inning has been up at the top or above the strike zone. Change up, curveball.
That's credit for a strike there, but it's up two. Full count. Swing and a miss, and striking out is Kelly Johnson. Third strikeout for Buchholz. First strikeout he's had since the third inning. You want to be sure and stay with us after the third out of this inning. We'll have more stats, facts, and fantasy updates from around Major League Baseball.
And I want to be sure to tell you that last changeup was great because everything had been up in the zone to Kelly Johnson. All of a sudden he gets his act together, gets that changeup down, and picks up the strikeout on a pitch that's out of the strike zone. So he's got Johnson thinking about everything upstairs. Then he goes down with the change.
Yuri Perez, the batter, 0 for 2. He's flied out to right, reached on a fielder's choice. Called up today by the Braves. And he sends one to center, and that's going to be in for a hit in front of Mookie Betts. A one-out single for Yuri Perez.
Looks like Perez gets the curveball that time from Buchholz that stayed out over the plate and punches it into center field for the base hit. You mentioned the speed that he has on the bases down earlier.
There's Pedro Siriaco to pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. Started back-to-back games in the absence of Andrelton Simmons. Coming off the bench to pinch hit here. With Perez at first, one out in the Braves' seventh inning. Once it foul. Center fielder Mookie Betts over towards right center. Good size gap in left center field for Siriaco. Fouled off the mask of Leon.
Now here's a case where you don't have to come close to throwing a strike to Siriaco, because I mean he gets down no balls, two strikes, he'll swing at about anything. Almost knocked the mask right off Sandy Leon.
For ball one, 1-2. Struck out Kelly Johnson to begin the inning. A single for Yuri Perez to center. The pinch hitter Pedro Siriaco down in the count, 1-2. The Colts, per usual, working very deliberately with men on base. In the air to left. Ramirez back to make the catch for the second out. And back to first goes Perez, two down. Now tonight on NESN Sports Today, Sarah Davis and Gary Streisky will have a recap from day 2 of Patriots minicamp. That's tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. Pitch in there for strike one to Chase Peterson. He doubled to right in the first, popped out to short in the third, grounded out to third in the sixth. Snap throw to first, and it's high, but Napoli able to grab it.
Now those catchers that like to throw and have good arms, they love to throw behind those left-handed hitters and try to pick guys off at first base. You're kind of getting that secondary lead, and you can't really see, you know, what the catcher is doing, so you've got to really quickly get back to first base. Another look at that pickoff attempt. Leon, boom, right behind that left-handed hitter, and you can see how in the secondary lead how quickly Perez has to get back.
That will hit the batter as Peterson gets hit. He'll go down to first base. 2 on now for the Braves with 2 outs.
Looks like it got the back foot. It did. The back toe of Peterson on that left foot.
So 2 down, 2 on, and Leon out to talk to Buck Holtz. They prepared to deal with Cameron Maybin. Braves with double-barreled action now in the pen. Jim Johnson has joined Luis Avalon. Pitch count rising now for Buck Holtz. 2 on, 2 down. It's a strike to Maybin. 2-hit night. Only multi-hit performance tonight for a Braves hitter. Atlanta with 6 hits, and he has 2. Leon for science for the infield there with runners at first and second. Maybin lines it foul. 90 pitches now for Buck Holtz. So with 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
Well, it seems like a lot more than that, doesn't it?
Yep. Been a lot in the last couple of innings after some very economical innings early on. Like a 7-pitch inning that he had in the 3rd. He's had a 10-pitch inning in the 2nd inning. Oh, 2 to Maybin. A little bit high. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. On the ground right side, laying it out is Holt. He'll get up, and a good throw by Brock Holt. Nice play to end the inning. The Braves do not score. Red Sox have a 5-2 lead. Let's take a look at the updated Red Sox box score. And gives up a total of 2 runs in his outing. Both the runs coming in the 6th inning. Got in and out of trouble in the 7th. And it's on to the 8th inning. Luis Avilan coming into the game here for the Atlanta Braves, their 4th pitcher of the night. Avilan into his 36th game of the year, 2-2 with a 3.81 earned run average, 20 strikeouts, 7 walks. Opponents sitting at 248 against him. Takes over for Ardsma, who pitched the 7th inning. Gave up a hit and a run in the inning. Walked 2, one was intentionally, and had a strikeout. Xander Bogaerts to lead it off here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Now Bogaerts and Diaz are both with big 2-out base hits in the 6th inning. An inning where the Red Sox got 3 runs. They got one on the Ramirez double play, but then Bogaerts and Diaz both getting hits.
On the hook for this game right now, Shelby Miller, the starter tonight for Atlanta, went 5 2/3, 4 runs. Only 1 was earned. Xander fouls it back, 2-2. 5 runs, 8 hits, an error for the Red Sox. 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Braves. Fly ball down the right field line. Markakis gives chase and makes the catch in foul ground. Nice play by Nick Markakis. Not a lot of foul ground over there, but he runs in there and grabs it for the first out of the inning.
You know, he's an interesting guy as we've watched him through the years. It's not like he gets great jumps on the baseball and it's like he's gliding toward it, but he always seems to get there. And you know, he's not blessed with terrific speed, that's for sure, but plays the outfield very, very well and has for a long time.
1 down in the 8th inning for Alejandro De Aza. De Aza has grounded to short, single to right, double to right. So far, De Aza has been a nice addition for the Red Sox in limited time. His troubles against lefties, though. Coming in 1 for 21 against lefties. Travis Shaw waiting on deck. 1 out here in the 8th. Swing and a miss, and it briefly gets away from Pierzynski. He will throw to first for the out, and a strikeout of De Aza for the 2nd out of the 8th.
It goes to a changeup that time to pick up the strikeout. Ball bouncing, and Pierzynski makes the play. Has to throw him out at first base, but there's a changeup down and in. So De Aza's struggles against lefties continue.
Nick Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 2 down for Travis Shaw. 0-4-3. He's grounded out to second, flat out to left, grounded out to first base. More action for the Braves in their pen. Right-hander up, Brandon Cuniff. Tommy Lane still up for the Red Sox. Looks like he'll be coming into this game in the 8th.
A couple of lefties due up next inning. Markakis, the righty Uribe, and then Brzezinski, the left-hander.
For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Fund. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Two down in the 8th inning. Travis Shaw down the count 1-2. Third batter Luis Avalon has faced since coming in. And a swing and a miss. Strikes out back-to-back batters. Red Sox down in order. They take a 5-2 lead to the bottom of the 8th. Two lead to the bottom of the 8th inning. Back in Atlanta, Clay Buchholz 7 innings, no runs that were earned anyway. He gave up 2 runs, but 0 earned. Brock Holt 2 for 3 in this game. Mookie Betts 2 for 4. As Shelby Miller on the hook for this game, gave up 4 runs, 1 earned. Cameron Maybin with a couple of hits for Atlanta, going 2 for 4 in the contest. New pitcher on for the Red Sox here for the 8th. Tommy Lane has been up a bunch in this game, but finally into the game. His 27th appearance, 0-1 with a 3.00 earned run average, 22 strikeouts, 10 walks, and opponents hitting at 200 against Lane. Nick Markakis leading it off here in the 8th. Uribe, then Pierzynski expected to bat in the inning. Markakis struck out swinging in the first inning, grounded into a double play in the 4th, walked and ended up scoring in the 6th inning. Buchholz walked only 1 in his 7 innings of work tonight. More action in the Red Sox pen. Alexi Ogando. 2-1 now to Markakis. Tommy Lane finished the 7th inning last night here in Atlanta, going a third of an inning, walked a batter. Allowed one of his 3 inherited runners to score. It's charged to Tazawa. Walked A.J. Pierzynski with the bases loaded here last night. Giving up 2 earned runs in his last 2 1/3 innings. It's after giving up only 2 earned runs in 14 innings in the previous 18 games. And he walks the first batter that he faces tonight here in the 8th.
And it's really a case, too, where, I mean, you're in a situation where you don't have to make that perfect pitch. You've got a 5-2 lead. Throw Markakis strikes and see if he can get himself out. Instead, he gets the free pass down to first base here late in the ballgame.
There is Juan Uribe, who has flied out to center, grounded out to short, singled in the infield. Napoli holding on Markakis at first base. Two and one. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. A.J. Pierzynski on deck. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Recipe for disaster, and leadoff walk to Nick Markakis. That's ball 3, full count. So far, Lane has not been particularly sharp in this outing. Popped up, foul ground. Leone and Napoli, but neither will have a chance. Tomorrow at 7, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. DC Eck and Steve Lyons will preview Eduardo Rodriguez's start against Kansas City.
I'll be looking forward to that tomorrow night after a tough outing the last time out for Rodriguez.
Strike 3 call. Lane needed that, and it was borderline at best. Out number 1.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a break, I think, for Tommy Lane right there, as he got the benefit of the inside fastball. Little cut fastball it looked like, and gets the call against Uribe. So big out there. Now he gets to work against the left-handed Pierzynski.
One out runner at first, A.J. Pierzynski. Reached on an error in his last at bat. It was the throwing error by Clay Buchholz. 0 for 3 night tonight for Pierzynski. He's also grounded out to first and to second, along with that error. 167 average against lefties. Down 0-2. AJ was not enamored with that pitch.
Well, it's because of where the catcher had to go to get it now, but it's still a strike. I mean, the presentation's not there because the catcher had to go to his right to make the play, but the umpire's between the catcher and the hitter and sees the ball's over the plate.
Markakis held on by Napoli. 1 out here in the 8th. Brzezinski carves it foul to the screen. Still 1-2. Leone to the mound here to talk to Tommy Lane. Lane starting the 8th inning by walking Markakis. He strikes out Uribe. Now ahead of A.J. Pierzynski. Pierzynski has been in the big leagues since 1998. Again with the Minnesota Twins in the big leagues. Twins, Giants, long time with the White Sox, Texas. And he strikes out here. Back-to-back strikeout for Tommy Lane. 2 down.
And Pierzynski turning around and chirping with the man over the home plate umpire. I don't know why. I mean, he didn't like that fastball strike. Here he just chases a ball that's way off the outside part of the plate, but he's going to blame Vanover for the second strike call. Well, you know what? It was a strike.
We'll have a chance to see him very soon. As Andrelton Simmons takes strike 1.
What drives me nuts sometimes is when umpires don't give pitchers call because the catcher drops the ball or the location might have been off from the inside corner to the outside corner. I mean, the pitch is still a strike. I mean, there's a pitch right there that he didn't like, but that's a good pitch. Matter of fact, on top of it, it's a good pitch to hit. It's a hanging breaking ball. That's not a good pitch.
That's outside.
That was a little outside.
I think the reason that he was so upset was that when he turned around and Leone is standing up, and where he was standing up, it looked like it was much higher than it actually was.
Yeah, but it was a strike.
I agree. Little flare. Out goes Holt to make the catch that ends the inning. Works his way around a leadoff walk does Tommy Lane. Red Sox have a 5-2 lead. We'll have an interview with Royals first baseman Eric Hosmer. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? 5-2 Red Sox on top of the Atlanta Braves. Tommy Lane walks the first batter that he faces, but then strikes out Uribe and Brzezinski before getting Simmons to pop out to second base to end the inning. Brandon Cuniff, the new pitcher. His 28th appearance, 2-2 with a 4.68 earned run average. 25 innings, 27 strikeouts, and opponents hitting at 174 against Cuniff. Takes over for Avilan, who had gone an inning, striking out 2 batters, able to get De Aza and Shaw to end the 8th. Sandy Leon has struck out, but intentionally walked and grounded out to first base. Rusney Castillo has come out to pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. Red Sox have Uehara getting ready in the pen. Right now is a save situation. To left field. Perez running in, won't get there. Drops in front of him. Looked like he was going to be aligned perfectly defensively, but does not get there as it drops in. Leon with a base hit to begin the ninth.
And we'll see how the Red Sox play this. They got the 3-run lead that they try to increase it to 4 by sacrificing the man at second base and getting him in the scoring position. Leon, they stayed away from him that whole at bat. And finally, he just drops one into left field. They were shading him in that direction, but still picks up the base hit. So let's see if Rusney's squaring around or they're letting him swing away with a 3-run lead.
Swinging away and missing for strike 1. 94 miles an hour, the fastball from Cuniff. We've talked about it before with Rusney, not done a lot of bunting, and I'm guessing that's why they're not doing it here.
I would think so, Don, because I think any tack-on run now at this point would be big. Maybe he can tack on 2 with a home run. Who knows?
A little bit high, 2-1. 31,783 on hand tonight. 31,783. About 3,000 more tonight than were here last night. Foul tip, 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Rusney Castillo strikes out for the first out of the 9th inning.
Just challenge time right there as Cuniff comes with a fastball to get the strikeout against Castillo.
Take a look at the play of the game. Brock Holt back in the 4th inning with a triple. The center field wall out there. Cameron Maben going into the wall hard. Holt would score for the Red Sox their first run of the night eventually as he was brought in on a ground out by David Ortiz, but a triple earlier on for Brock Holt. Here is Holt, who has not only tripled, singled, walked, scored 3 times in this game. The time they were able to retire him back in the 1st inning when he struck out swinging against tonight's Braves starter Shelby Miller. Braves infield at double play depth with 1 out and 1 on. 2-0. Mookie Betts on deck with one out here in the ninth. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth inning. Kelly Johnson, Yuri Perez, and the pitcher's spot for the Braves. Fly ball to right field for Brock Holt. Nick Markakis has room and makes the catch for the second out of the ninth inning. So Leon with a single to begin the inning, still at first base with now two down. And it brings up Mookie Betts. Mookie is fly to center, grounded back to the mound, singled to left and doubled to left, and has driven in a run. RBIs tonight for the Red Sox. Betts has one, Ortiz one, Bogarts one, De Aza one, and one run scored on a double play grounded into by Hanley Ramirez. Ball and a strike now to Betts. Koji's ready. Pitched on Tuesday against the Braves. Gave up 2 earned runs, 4 hits in an inning with a strikeout on Tuesday for Boston. Betts fooled on that breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
Got completely fooled that time. And almost like he was expecting a fastball, did not get it, and very off balance swing by Betts on that breaking ball.
Reaches out, protects the plate, and flips it foul. Mike Napoli waiting on deck. Has not batted in this game. He pinch ran for David Ortiz in the 7th. Took over defensively for him at first base. 1-2 pitch. And Betts will foul off another. Fly ball center field, sending Cameron Maybin back to make the catch that ends the inning. We head to the bottom of the ninth. It's Koji time. #1 sports site has everything you need from comprehensive Red Sox coverage and the most Bruins content in New England. Get video and podcast found only on NESN.com. 5-2. Red Sox have the lead over the Braves. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Koji Uehara into the game for Boston. Uehara finishing Tuesday's win against Atlanta. 2 earned runs, 4 hits in an inning, and had 1 strikeout. Fifth appearance, 2-3 with a 3.00 earned run average, 13 out of 15 in save opportunities, 23 strikeouts, 6 walks. Opponents hitting at .225. Kelly Johnson leading it off here for Atlanta. He is grounded out to second base, single to center, and struck out. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks against Uehara in his career. There's a strike, 2-1. Went to the fastball to get it.
Yeah, it looks like Johnson taking all the way, making him throw a strike. Down by 3 runs in the 9th.
Popped up, foul ground. Shaw heading over towards the seats. Shaw will make the catch in front of the Red Sox dugout. Johnson fouling out for the first out of the 9th. Rusney Castillo has taken over in right field for De Aza, staying in the game after pinch hitting for the pitcher. So now the pitcher's spot would be 6th in the Red Sox order. As the pitch is in there for strike 1 to Yuri Perez. And a base hit his last time up, 1 for 3. Shows bunt, but takes it in the dirt for ball 1. One and two.
Good split by Uehara. Starts out of the strike zone, ends up out of the strike zone, and gets the swing and miss. Ideal spot for it.
Popped up foul, backing out of play. Have a son or daughter who wants to learn more about baseball or the Red Sox? Visit NESNClubhouse.com. It has videos, games, and a whole lot more. It's fun, free, and easy to use. Visit NESNClubhouse.com today. 1-2 pitch. And he strikes out Perez. 2 down in the 9th.
That's just good pitching right there by Uehara. You know, a couple of splitters down, and all of a sudden that fastball at 87, 88, he elevates it, changes the eye level of the hitter, and picks up the strikeout.
He's going to deal with an old teammate, Johnny Gomes, with 2 outs here in the 9th. 0 for 3 in his career with a strikeout against Uehara in the past. Popped up, foul ground. Back comes Leon, but he won't have a play.
Yeah, let's stay started with Sandoval and controversy in the Red Sox clubhouse. Hopefully it's going to end with the Red Sox win.
In the dirt, and it's a ball and a strike here. Johnny Gomes pinch hitting in the ninth. Swing and a miss. Really off balance. 1-2.
Yeah, that splitter almost acted like a slider going down and away from Johnny Gomes.
A lot of Red Sox fans coming to their feet here in Atlanta. 1-2 the count. 2 outs in the ninth. Hey, struck him out. The Red Sox win. The Red Sox winning the finale of this home-and-home series as back-to-back strikeouts for Koji Uehara picks up his 14th save. Clay Buchholz is a winner here tonight for the Red Sox. He is now 4-6, and the Red Sox able to finish off this series with Atlanta. Now head to Kansas City, but they finish this series on a very good note, winning the finale. We send it now to Boston and Tom Caron. Red Sox happy tonight, Tom.